what's up everybody, it's SNipEz. Welcome back to part 6 and house number 25. And so what we're going to do today is hopefully finish up the first floor, and hopefully we get started on the second floor as well. Oop, XP. And so in the part 5 we kind of got a lot of the first floor laid out. We still have everything to do. You might notice that up on the second floor I've added spruce wood planks for the second floor. So I saved us some time there. When you do get to this area back by the back door, I did leave this open, and that's just going to be open. We're going to put like a little railing here, just so you can kind of see down here. We could probably put some seating down here, just different stuff like that we could do. So let's get started. So like I said, I want to try to finish the downstairs first. So we're going to start on the kitchen. So you know what, let's go to the living room. So the living room is actually going to be over here, and our TV is going to go here in the middle. And the TV should be, I believe, 4 blocks long by 2. So it should be a 4x2 rectangle. We're going to use nether brick for the sofa. And so the first couch or sofa, it's going to be 1 block longer than the TV. So there we go. On each side, we're going to use stone slabs for the cushions. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to put a chair right here. This one's going to be a little bit bigger though. This one's going to be 2 blocks. And then we could do the same thing right here as well. But we could make this one a little bit longer. And we could make all these a little bit different design by doing something like this, if we wanted to do that instead. And this way it kind of gives it a little bit more unique design to it. It looks a little bit different. So you could do that if you wanted to. But again, it's all up to you on what you want to do. And it looks like we actually need to move this one back one more. So let's do that real quick. Whoop. Got rid of the torch. There we go. There we go. Now that looks better. Well, now they look backwards. Whoops. You know, I can mess up a couch so many times. There we go. Alright, then I think what we're going to do later is we're going to add like a little rug in here. But we can always get into the small details a little bit later. So 1 block away from the TV, we're going to make our speakers here. So the speakers are going to be using black wool. And then what we're going to do is take out some fence posts. And then on top of the TV, we're going to make the TV look like it's being held up from the ceiling, just like that. And then you could place the stone slabs underneath here for a little bit more decoration. So just like that. And there we go. So let's see, what else could we add in here? Let's add some bookshelves so we can have a little bit more color to the room. I love using bookshelves to kind of decorate the place a little bit. Probably sure a lot of you guys know that by now, if you guys watch a lot of my videos. Make this entire wall just bookshelves, because I'm not really sure what we could put there. As a lot of you guys know, I'm not great with interior. So if we come into this room, as we said in part 5, this is going to be like a little spare bedroom. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make another wall in here, and then we're going to make a small little bathroom for the guest bedroom. So it's a pretty nice guest bedroom in my opinion, if you're going to give him basically everything he needs. There we go. So we're going to have a small little bathroom in here. And then you can put some beds, a chest, stuff like that. Now we need to decide where we want to put the stairs. So we could make some stairs right here as well, since we're going to have all this open room, which I kind of think we should. But let's go work on the kitchen first, before we get ahead of schedule. So for the kitchen, we're going to use... what should we use? We could use gray wool for the countertops. Then regular snow for the actual countertop. If you're playing on the PC, you could also use a carpet of any type to use for the countertops as well, because it kind of is the same thing as snow. And so I kind of think we're gonna need some snow, blocks of snow, and we're gonna make a wall that comes out 4 blocks from this corner right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So being a mansion, we kind of want to have a big kitchen. So if you're gonna have a party over. So we're gonna have the kitchen come, let's see, how could we do this? We're gonna have it come all the way around here, and come around the window here, come all the way over to this corner. Let's see, then we could have it come back over here, then connect with the end of this wall. And so that's how big our kitchen's gonna be. All of this over here could just be open, I guess. All depends on what you want to do with it. We can make the doorway to the kitchen here. We could also make another one here as well. Alright, so let's see. We're going to need... we can also make like a small little island in here if we wanted to do that. I think if we want to do that, we're going to make this one shorter so we have a little bit more room to work with. There we go. So now we can keep it to where the island's going to be too wide, and then we still have 2 blocks of walking room in here. Alright, so there we go. Now we have our island. We can place snow on top of these if you want. I'm not going to do that just yet. So we're going to need some cauldrons, which are right here. We're going to need some furnaces as well. And let's see, what else should we use? We could use some item frames and some slabs of your choice. So the item frames are right here. Now I'm going to use stone slabs for this. So what we're going to do is find a place for your cauldrons. So I think the cauldrons could go like right here. And we are going to make the kitchen and some of this stuff different colors for the floor. Right now I'm just trying to get a lot of the basics done and out of the way. We could put our furnaces over here. We could have maybe 3 or 4 furnaces. I'm going to put 5 instead to make it even. What else could we do? So we could put the countertops on here now. So just do this. We can get rid of some of these torches, and we're going to replace them with glowstone to replace the torches. So this is an opening. Oh, I can continue that one out one more. Put snow here as well, going all the way around. Alright, so let's put the floor in. So I think for the floor, what we should use is maybe... let's try using some light gray wool. Let's see how this looks. So let's get rid of all of this spruce wood planks here in the kitchen and replace it with the light gray wool. You want to make sure you get underneath the cauldrons as well, since you can actually see underneath the cauldrons. So let's not forget that. Let's just do that first. Alright, now we're going to just place our light gray wool in here. You can always mix up the colors as well. If you don't want to use the light gray wool, you could always... Oh, I tried myself. You could always use something that you think looks better. Just remember that this is your house and you're the ones making it, so whatever you think looks better, you go ahead and do that. I'm just giving you guys suggestions on what to do. So let's fill all this in. We need to get right here as well. Alright, so how's that look? It doesn't look too bad. Alright, so we're going to need some glass. Let's use some glass panes this time for a little bit more decoration. And some obsidian. Or not obsidian, glowstone, excuse me. And then on the corners, we're going to place the glowstone down 1 block. And we want to put our gray wool here, so... Boom, there we go. I actually need to move the glowstone up 1 block. There we go. Let's do the same thing with all these corners over here. Boom, boom. So just dig down 1 block, put the glowstone, then put the glass pane on top of it. There we go. And there we go. Now the snow should not melt. So what we can do is take out some more gray wool, some item frames which we had earlier, but accidentally got rid of them. And we can make like some little cabinets up here to kind of look like, just to give it that more kitchen feel, I guess. You can even put them over the windows if you want. Doesn't really matter. It all depends on how you want to do it. And then you put the item frames here. Now what you're going to do is place the slab in them. So it kind of looks like a handle. And there you go. You could do the same thing with all of these down here, wherever you want to do it. I'm going to do it over here. Put these in here. Do the same thing with these. And there we go. Now we have our kitchen. And then we could even place some stone slabs on top of the cabinets for a little bit more decoration and look. Alright, so there we go. I think, there we go. Our kitchen's basically done. We could always add some more stuff to it. Over here is going to be just the open area. Over here, I'm not really sure what we could do. Maybe make like a pillar to take up some of the space. So using sandstone, and we're going to use some spruce wood stairs. And then just make a pillar somewhere going all the way up to the ceiling. And then put the stairs all the way around it. Just like this. Once we have upside down stairs, you would want to place them up here as well. But since we don't have those yet, we're just going to leave it the way it is right now. Alright, so I keep putting this off because I was trying to think of some cool designs. But I think it is time that we make the stairs. So the stairs, what we're going to do is we're going to come back here where we're going to have this open area. And we're going to make the stairs right on this back wall. So we're going to have maybe 2 or 3 sets of stairs 2 at the most. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use some birchwood stairs, birchwood blocks or planks. We could also use some fences, and that should be good for now. So we want to get rid of some of these blocks right here so we can see where the stairs are going to end up. The stairs are going to be 4 wide. So then we're going to place our stairs right here. Is that in the center? And 1, I forgot to take this entire video so far. Hey, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did have it pretty lined up perfectly. So then there we go. Did I line that up right? I think it needs to be 5 wide instead. It doesn't really matter. All depends on what you want to do. What we're going to do is we're going to have this come straight down. But the thing we're going to do is... let's see. Let's make these 1 shorter on each side, and you'll see why here in a second. So then we can replace those with the stone brick, or not stone bricks, excuse me, the spruce wood planks. Every time you come down, you're going to make the stairs 1 block wider. Just for a little bit different design, I guess you could say. Just do this going all the way down to the floor. Need to fix that stair. Again, I still need to fix it. There we go. Alright. Let's do it 2 more times, it looks like. 1 more time. So it does take up a little bit of a lot of space, but it doesn't look too bad, in my opinion. Now we place our... let's actually use spruce wood planks and put them on the edges like this. Whoop. There we go. Get rid of that one here. Do this on all the other sides. So all the 2 sides that we have. Now there we go. So I think we should kind of make it 1 shorter so we can kind of have these be even with each other right here. Maybe even make it 1 shorter as well, because it does take up a lot of room. So maybe a little bit too much room than what we wanted. I keep placing the wrong block. So that doesn't look too bad in my opinion. So then what we're going to do is we could use snow for underneath the stairs. So if we come underneath here, just make stairs 1 block away from the edge. Just like that. Maybe even make it come in 1 more block, so 2 blocks away from the edge. Whew, it is really hot in my room right now. How do I always put the torches in the 1 spot I'm going to end up placing a block? I always do that. Alright, let's do the same thing with the other side as well. So 1 block away, or 2 blocks away from the edge, excuse me. There we go. Alright, then what we can do is put our fence posts on each block here for a little bit more decoration. There we go. Alright, then what we could do next is take our fences and put them around the edge like this. And this connected to the sides. Does it need to be... let's have it come all the way around to the other side of the stairs here. Just like that. Then there we go. There's our first set of stairs. So these are going to be more for the back door. These are going to be our biggest set of stairs, because these are pretty big stairs, in all honesty. We could make our second set of stairs. We could make them like as soon as you come in the front door. Then the only problem with that is it might go in the middle of the floor, which is something we don't want. So I'm trying to look for an area where we could make our second set of stairs. We actually could make them right here. So what we're going to do is let's try this out. That wouldn't work actually, just because... oh man, how are we going to do this? Let's try making the stairs even with the front door. But before we do that, let's make a rug for the front door. So when you're coming in, we're going to use red and blue wool. And we can just make a nice simple design. So when you first walk in the door, you're going to see this nice little rug. You could use carpet if you want, if you're using the PC. But again, for the Xbox, we do not have some of those materials that the PC so has. I wish we did have some of those materials. So if we turn it like that, I wonder how long this rug is. So if you do it like that, the center looks like it's right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So if we turn it like, if we turn it like that, do the same thing with this side. Turn it 1 block. Do the same thing with the red this time. Just like this, fill in all the gaps with the red. As so. I didn't place those blocks. There we go. And then maybe, let's use some gray wool for in between. Or whatever color you want to use. It is kind of a weird design. Not the best design I've ever come up with, but I guess it will work for now. Alright, so I'm still really thinking about where I want to make these stairs. So we had all this area right here that we could use, but I do want to still make the stairs right here. So let's try this. Let's see how it works. So we're going to use birchwood stairs again. What we're going to do is just start here. Make it 3 wide will work. So 3 wide. We could make it right here against this wall. We could start it. So after it comes up 2 blocks, what we're going to do is we're going to take out some spruce wood planks. Have it be 2 wide. And then what we're going to do is, nope, this needs to be more in the center. Sorry guys. I'm just trying to really think about where to put these stairs. I don't want to make them just flat stairs. That's the thing. Alright, let's try to leave it in the same spot, but the stairs are only going to be 2 tall, or 2 wide this time. Let's see how this works. 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright, now let's have the stairs go up from here. So then these are going to go all the way up. Where should we make these? I've never had so much trouble trying to make stairs. Trying to think of a nice design for them. So we need to stack these up 3 tall. Then our second layer of planks is going to go here. There we go. Now we can place our stairs here, going all the way up. We can get rid of these underneath blocks later. Just get rid of all this. There we go. Get rid of these as well. And let's get rid of all the spruce wood planks on each side. And this should work. Let's get under these. Now what we're going to do is take out some snow and just kind of fill this area in a little bit. So we're just going to make this a wall. Just like that. So we could do is, I guess that's fine. You still have a big enough gap to get through here. You could leave it open if you want to do that. Man, so many hard decisions when it comes to making stairs. I guess that works. And make another wall right here. Take this one up so it goes all the way up to the ceiling. Might as well just make it 1 wider. What's it hurt? There we go. Let's make sure we get this back wall right here. Again, I put the torch in the worst possible spot. Every time. Never fails. Okay. There we go. Now we have our set of stairs here. So we should have enough room to get through. Oh, I forgot to add a... how do we want to do that? Let's just put the spruce wood planks here instead. So cover that up. That's fine. There we go. Now we have our second set of stairs to get up. So there we go. Basically the first floor is done. I'm not sure what we could add in here. The kitchen area down here is done. Now let's go start working on the layout for upstairs. And then once we get the layout set up, we're going to cut the video. And then part 7 will hopefully finish up the house. Alright, so since our stairs are here, we don't want to have a room directly right here. So our master bedroom is going to be over here. Since we have 2 balconies, all you're going to do is just come out here, make a doorway, so you can get out onto each balcony. Whoop. As so. Now let's go back in and figure out where we want to make the walls. So the walls, I think we should start right here. Have it come all the way across to the other side. And then let's have it come back and connect like this. Again, how does that even happen? I think I even placed these torches trying to think like, alright, I'm going to place these torches here so everything works out perfectly. No, I still haven't put the torch in the one possible spot. So let's just stack this up 5 tall. Do. So like I said, this is going to be the master bedroom. I'm not sure how many rooms we're actually going to have in here. And we could make our doorway. We could either make the doorway on this side over here, or we can make it right here. And I think right here actually works perfectly. So let's make it there. So that's gonna be our master bedroom. We can have a bathroom in here somewhere. I'm not sure where we would put it yet. Could just make like another small room right here, and then have it come all the way across. And then to stop it like right here, and then stack it up 5 tall again. Do. Stack it up right here. Do the same thing with this wall as well. Then make the doorway somewhere like right here, for example. Now it's a small little bathroom, but it works. Alright, so we can make a guest bedroom. Starting again the torch. So we're going to have to make some guest bedrooms now. So we're going to take some swiftness to move things on a little bit faster. Okay, so now let's make a wall going from here all the way over to this block right here. So this is going to be like that's a really long bedroom, guest bedroom. Whatever, it works. Alright, so let's fill these in. Missed a couple blocks. Alright, that wall is good enough. Let's make this wall a little bit longer now. I gotta sneeze. My wheeze. Alright, so let's stack this up. And there we go. So, I think we should make the doorway right over here. So this will be a pretty good size bedroom. We can make another bedroom right here by all these big windows. Also make another bathroom. So instead of having a bathroom maybe in here, no, I actually think we should keep the bathroom in there, just since it is the master bedroom. We can make another small room. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're gonna count out 8 blocks. Come all the way across to this block right here. There's going to be a small another bedroom here. So far we're at what, 4 bedrooms, including the one on the first floor. Firth, it's a new word. I'm Firth. Alright, so let's stack this up. Make a doorway leading into the room, which is kind of important if you want to have a successful room. Otherwise it's just a box you're never going to use. Make another small room over here, which is going to end up being the bathroom. So we can just turn this and connect it to there. Just fill all this in. Just take up some space here. Now we stack up the wall 5 tall again. Alright, now just one more wall to go. Oh, didn't place the block there. There we go. Doorway is going to be right here. And I think if we come back into this bathroom, let's just make... that wouldn't work. Never mind. We can't do it. Alright, so we can make back here a closet. So if we turn this, the door would be right there. So this would be a closet, or maybe even another bedroom. Depends on what you want to do with it. Alright. Second up one more row. Alright, so we need to take out our spruce wood planks, and then above each door we need to place these just for a little bit more look to the doors. Do this on every double door, single door. So boom. Forgot that one there. There we go. Shebang. Alright, so that works. So we still have some open area here. I'm not sure what we could do with all this open area right here. I'm trying to think. And maybe we could just make this like another little like sitting area. So we could put like a little wall here. And then we can make some more couches and sofas. And maybe put like another TV here, so if you want to relax up here. So if you're like spending the night, you don't want to mess up the people and bother them downstairs. Let's make it too wide. So let's make sure that this is even first off. 1, 2. I guess up here isn't really centered, so I guess it works. So that's, oh, my swiftness right now. Alright, so let's make this too wide. And we are going to have another layer of roof above these walls. So don't just think, oh wow, all the walls are still open on the top. We're going to have another layer of floor, basically, I guess you could say, up here. So you don't have to worry about that. Alright, so thanks for watching, guys. Please rate and subscribe. Hopefully in part 7 we can actually finish up the house. So thanks for watching, guys. Please rate and subscribe. Stay tuned in for part 7. So, peace.